I can't believe I'm making this video right now, bro. I can't believe that the time has finally arrived. The time of prophecy. The time of legend. Dude, man. When I first got into this series, when I was recommended it back at the end of 2013, the two big recommendations at the end of that year, when we first started the channel, Hunter x Hunter the anime, and JoJo. And those two ended up forever changing, not just the course of the YouTube channel, but the course of the way that I would experience anime and manga, right? Y'all have heard the Hunter x Hunter story a billion times. But for those of y'all who weren't there back in the old channel, man. Dude, I'll never forget the first time that I read JoJo was in my old job. And I read that first chapter and I was like, hold up, man. I was at a Save-A-Lot right across the street and I was on break. And I was like, bro, let me check out the anime because I love the first chapter. Watch the first season. I was like, yo, man. Dio, Jonathan, we in there. Then part 2. Joseph. Go, man. Joseph, get me. Caesar. So I was like, all right, man. Part 3. Don't even remember how many episodes of part 3 were out at the time. Watched a few episodes. Switched over to the manga, coffee scans. I don't care. This is peak. The rest was history, man. Part 4, part 5, I was in, man. I was in. By the time I reached part 6, I was already like, yo, this is one of the greatest things I've ever read. Easily. Right up there with my favorites, right? Right up there with my One Pieces and all of them. But then I reached number 7. Then I reached part 7, dog. And what's crazy is, right around this time, I was also recommended 20th Century Boys, my first Naoki Urasawa work. And I remember in that very same week, and somewhere in 2014, I read Steel Ball Run in like 3 days, which forever changed the way that like I read manga. It was one of the most memorable and influential manga reading experiences. The one that's always stuck with me for all of these years. Dude, I was so hooked on Steel Ball Run. I was reading this junk in the classroom. In the middle of class. We ain't talking about high school. We're talking about big colegio. The big college. You know what I'm saying? Like I was hooked, man. I was hooked, dog. I read part 7 and 20th Century Boys back to back. And that forever changed, right? Like the way that I experienced manga was having those generational experiences that mean so much to me back to back. I was like, yo, there's a lot of manga out there I need to read. And of course, that's whenever I really started engaging with manga as a whole and truly like wanting to see what was out there. It was thanks to those two experiences. But Steel Ball Run will always be special to me, man. Y'all know, even on this channel, I've made videos on it because it is the thing that has sort of grown up with me. I've learned so many life lessons from this manga. JoJo as a whole, but specifically Steel Ball Run, because it is the part that is most important to me. It is the part that I resonated with the most, even when I first read it. Having a single experience of 95 chapters that has Johnny Joe Kid Joestar, one of the most important characters in my entire life as a flipping fan of this medium. Gyro Goat Zappelli. Diego Scary Flipping Monsters Brando. And Funny Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap in the United States of America. Valentine. All in the same manga? In the same manga as Catch the Rainbow? In the same manga as Ball Breakers? In the same manga as Love Train? In the same manga as Sugar Mountain? Sugar Mountain changed the course of my reality. I don't think y'all understand, man. I was a different individual. Still to this day. I still look back on Sugar Mountain when I'm really, really down. And I think back to what my characters went through. The themes of starting from a new zero. All that stuff, man. Super impactful. On a personal level. Then you got the World of Stars and Stripes and High Voltage, and it's like, oh, so much peak, so much peak, so much peak. What became one of my favorite manga reading experiences ever became something that I genuinely took with me everywhere, man. One of the epitomes of GOAT, Raw, Fire, and Peak ended up being a true thing that impacted your boy on a personal level. I know I've spoken on this before, but just for anyone who's new to the channel, right? Because it's been a long time. It is insanely important to me, man. It really is. This entire 95 chapter masterpiece is something that has followed me for the past 11 years. And it will always be special to me. The characters in here, from the most minor character to the number one most important character, and the events that take place, the setting in which it takes place in, all of it has just been so integral to my life as a manga reading fan, that for us to finally get the animated version. I remember when they announced the animated version of Part 4, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it, because at the time we only had the coffee scans, you know what I'm saying? As much as I loved it, barely readable, same thing with Part 5. So I was like, man, seeing that in animated form, I was like, yo, this is awesome, like, way better than the scans, right? And obviously, I appreciate the individuals who gave us the scans, but man, those scans were, they were pretty tough. They were pretty tough to read. But then, of course, right, because it's favorite JoJo parts, man. Everybody has their different favorites, right? And my favorites just happen to be the ones at the tail end, right? With 7, 8, and 6. So it's like, I can't wait for JoJolian whenever that ends up happening. And that's going to be nuts, man. That's going to be nuts. I can't wait. That's a really personal one, too. But whenever I was watching Part 6, I was like, yo, because that one's really, really special to me, right? But this is my big one. This is my big one, man. Like, this is not only just my big one. This is like the community's big one. You know what I'm saying? But it's really special to me. Just like I said, personally, man. And in all standpoints, anything you can imagine, and what I represent, from media being extremely important to an individual and how that resonates with you, to that hype, man. Because let me tell you something, man. You want to talk about hype? Yo, some of my favorite moments from a hype standpoint in the history of anything that I've read come from this manga, man. Read something to me, dog. Come on, man. Come on. It's like, yo. I can't believe there was a point in time when Steel Ball Run was running at the same time as, like, the Big Three and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Hunter x Hunter and Gintama and Reborn and The Gray Man, all in the same magazine. Like, greatest year ever, 2004. For Shonen Jump, at least. But it's just, man, it's getting animated, dude. And just thinking back on all those moments, because Steel Ball Run is like Hunter x Hunter, where I like rewatching it. Or rereading it now. Rewatching in the future. But rereading it and rewatching Hunter x Hunter. I do that once every, if not every year, then every couple years, right? Depending on how busy and crazy things are. Those are always the two that I look back on, specifically because of what I talked about earlier, right? Like, those were the things that really made me want to check out other things within the medium, like really, really do so. And so both of those are really special to me, and they're both just so easily rereadable as well. And so I've gone back to Steel Ball Run and Hunter x Hunter 2011 so many times. And the most recent reread of Steel Ball Run that I did a few years ago was so incredibly impactful. Like I said, specifically from the Sugar Mountain standpoint again, that I still think back on a daily basis. I think those works of art are the ones that we need to preserve as much as possible. And when we have a series that is so well beloved for its anime, that is so recognized for its anime, even though obviously there's so many people that read the manga, but the anime is truly what took it to that next plane of, like, being the household phenomenon that it is. I was hoping that the people who are anime only would finally get the opportunity to experience the special one. My special one. You know, Jose Mourinho calls himself a special one, which he most certainly is. But he would call this one the special one too. But this is Steel Ball flipping run. And I just can't believe it's getting animated. Like, I can't clock that. I've been dreaming about this for so many years. This was as big of a pipe dream for me as the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I was following that for 10 years before it got announced. You know, from the tech demo in 2005 all the way up until it was announced in 2015. And for me to sit here today and say that both the FF7 Remake is real and now Steel Ball Run is about to be real, it's just crazy to me, man. I don't know how they're going to animate the horses. I don't know how the adaptation is going to go. But like I said, this transcends so many things, man. Just me seeing these characters speak is going to make me emotional, bro. Like, these are family members right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how many times I've gone through Steel Ball Run. And so I can't wait to see what the opening and ending sounds like. I can't wait to see if the voice actors share any similarities with the ones that we see, like in Eyes of Heaven or in the All-Star Battle, right? Like or how anything's gonna go about in regards to the voice actors there. Looking forward to hearing the soundtracks, obviously. Opening and ending, like I just said, how certain scenes are gonna be animated. I mean, there's just so many iconic scenes in this one that I genuinely can't wait, bro. Like, it's here, man. It's flipping here, bro. The greatness is here, dog. It doesn't feel real. How could it feel real, dude? Like, we so many years we're like, yo, part 6 is probably gonna end at part 6. We're not gonna get anything else besides part 6. You know, the controversial material in 7 and the horses, and it's like we're probably never gonna get it. We're getting it, man. We are getting it. True Man's World, dude. Yo, let me know. Let me know how excited y'all are, bro. Because I know some of y'all love JoJo as much as I do. And so, if you rock with 7, man, let me know. Let me know, man. It's a great day now. It's a great day. Because last night I tweeted, I was like, yo, tomorrow might be the day. But like actually seeing the announcement with my very eyes was like, bro, when that thing stopped at 1890, I was like, bro, it's real. It exists. Steel Ball Run, man. And we got the Viz version dropping too, man. See, I knew it. Anytime they drop a Viz version of anything, you already know the anime accompanies that. And that's just my years of being a One Piece fan, right? And always seeing how the anime correlates with the manga volumes. But I was like, yo, it's gotta be happening, man. It's gotta be. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, once again, as a refresher, Johnny Joe Kid Joe Star, Gyro Go Zapelli, Diego, New York Brando, and Funny Dirty D Thunder Deep in USA. Valentine. All Mountain Tim, Weka Peebo, Lucy. What am I gonna do, bro? I can't handle it, man. I already get Ringo Road again. Like, bro, I genuinely, just thinking about it, I can't handle it. Reading it, I barely can either. In the colored version or in the black and white. It doesn't matter. It's real, y'all. The Steel Ball Run anime is real. And it's a day of celebration, man, for anime and manga fans all over the world. Because this is probably the anime adaptation that, at the very least, I was excited for the most. One day happening. And, you know, ever since Gintama 2015, the stretch of chapters that I wanted to see animated the most, right after that, I was like, man, one day JoJo's gonna get animated. Or part 7's gonna get animated. And we're here, man. And what's so exciting about this, like I said earlier, is that this leaves the door open for when part 8 gets adapted too. And after that, JoJo lens, right? It's like, oh, it's just gonna continue, man. And how exciting is that? I'm so happy for Rocky as well. Gotta catch back up to JoJo Lens. A fraudulent JoJo fan. But I truly do love this series. And part 7 anime is real, yo!